Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we've got another NIMBY Rails gameplay episode for you, and it's gonna be it should be good, this one. So guys, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. So just a bit of a quick recap from last time. So if I just light up the lines, so this pink line here that you can see that goes all the way from London down to Dover through Ashford. This is high speed one, and it goes obviously a damn sight faster than the Great Western Railway. Now it's all well and good having this line at the minute, but we've got this kind of gap here between the station in Dover and the port, where we actually have ferries, believe it or not, in NIMBY Rails. Yeah, it's a good one. So you can get this mod from the Steam Workshop, which allows you to have ferries. So I don't know if we can see it just there. So yeah, it's quite a cool one. So what I want to do today is obviously link the two up so we can start getting some more passengers onto the Dover to Calais ferry line. If we just have a quick look at yesterday, we moved a grand total of 97 passengers, so it's not great. And then hopefully linking these two up will allow us to obviously get loads more people onto this line, because it is quite a healthy returner, and I think even at 250 we're not turning passengers away, so there's an opportunity for us to probably increase the cost, make a little bit more money. And another thing that I really want to do is to pop a second station in London. I think somewhere in the Dagenham area. This looks pretty promising, to kind of put an additional station in there. Obviously, again, gives us a little bit better catchment. So if we just have a quick look at what we're doing on the old accounting front, so let's just have a quick look. We'll go back to the day before, which yeah, we moved almost 1.7 million passengers, and yeah, we made a profit of 151 million, so that is not to be sniffed at all. That's going good for a yeah, certainly a weekday. I wouldn't expect it to be too much busier than that. We did have 16 passengers that waited too long, which I can live with. However, if we go back to Monday, we moved near a 1.8 million, but look at that profit, near well over 200 million, which is fantastic. Even though we had to compensate 10 odd thousand passengers for a full station and another 11 for waiting too long. Looks like that has obviously got a lot better on the Tuesday, but we will obviously keep an eye on that to make sure that doesn't happen again, because it's just losing good money there. So really, things are looking good at the minute. So without kind of further ado, let's jump into create this transfer kind of tram that will go from kind of the station at the north here, where high speed one comes into Dover, that then goes all the way down to the port. So let's get our station. We want a tram one. We're gonna go for, I think, 200 meter stations on this one. I think that's probably long enough. So there we have first one that people can move from high speed one onto that. We'll have another one actually around here in the middle, to, I guess, yeah, we'll have it around here to make the most of the catchment, so we can get a little bit more, and then we'll have our final one here. And we'll have that just here, hopefully. Let's keep going. Where's 200? There it is. Perfect. So that's the stations built. Let's grab the tram track and we'll come straight out of here. We're not going to get, where did we got to go to this one? So probably the best point to come over is around here. We're going to need to viaduct across this little river here. We'll go to about there, and then we'll go back to tram. And then we can hopefully connect, there we go, to station. We can come out of the station again, and we'll give it a turn around the corner. We'll come through here and like so. So that looks pretty good. Just make sure we're maintaining 45, which it does by the looks of it, so that's perfect. It's going to cost us just 7 million for this piece of track and these stations, which I think that's a great bargain. So let's build that. So that's all good. We then need to create our new line, which will be the Dover Ferry transfer. We're not going to call this a metro because it's not really doing all of Dover. It is just purely the kind of the transfer from the port with a stop in Dover up to high speed 1. We give it the usual $1 per kilometre, and then we'll give it the blue colour. It's still going to be a tram, so whilst it's not called a metro, we'll keep it the same colour. Now we need to add our stops, so we're going to go from D to B to A, and then a final stop in A again. So that should be good. We'll change, oh, not waypoints. We'll have a 45 km/h train. We'll use the trams that we normally do. We'll have a stop time of at least 30 seconds. So let's get our trams. Where are you? There you are. We'll go for, we'll make these probably quite large, I think, for now, because it's what's the, how many passengers? 305. Yeah, and I suspect we'll go with, buy one, we'll assign it to our route, and then we'll clone 5 times. Yes, 5 times. And we'll go back to our lines now, and we can estimate. So every 3 minutes, we're going to have a train, or a tram. Let's just change this back a second. That's a little bit better. So they'll start to space out nicely. But that should help now get passengers, obviously, from the high-speed one onto the Dover to Calais ferry. What I'm thinking I will do as well is just up this to 275, and then we can see if that's working for passengers. This looks like this is, yeah, it will spread out over time. So let's up the tempo to there. Let's get trains moving and time moving forward. We will then look to break the high-speed one. Well, actually, we should slow it down in this. Pause it if we're going to break this a second. So tracks, we need to find we're going to delete the track. It's going to cause all sorts of pain. Right, let's this is going to be underground, I think. Yeah, and we're going to have to make this as long as possible. I think we use 400-meter stations, so we should be, there we go. Yep, that's pretty good location. And then we'll just connect these. Ooh, what are you? There we go. For 138 million, we're going to pop in Hunters Hall Primary School. I mean, at some point we should definitely look at renaming some of these stations. But let's just check the line now, because I'm sure it will have... No, it's not saying it's broken. That's good. So let's just have a quick look to... Obviously, we need to get the this stop in here now. So it will go from... needs to go in here, so after this one. So can we add a waypoint? Yeah, not a waypoint. Yeah, add a stop, which will be this one here, and then after this one from... Oh, it really annoys me when it keeps to there. So it's 30 seconds. We think we use probably 300, isn't it? So that'll be every 17 minutes, which is pretty good, and it obviously gives us an additional stop, so that's nice. And okay, so what I think I'll do now is just fast forward time so we can have a look at what impact that's given us by putting that extra stop in there, and also what the transfer does for us from you know, the two stations. So I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so we're back, and it looks like those the trams are spaced out very nicely, and that's working well. That's good to see. So let's have a quick look at where we are. So obviously we're still on Wednesday, which is why we've still got construction and the purchase of new trains. So obviously this will be skewing our profit made, but nonetheless, we're coming towards the end of the day. We've moved nearly 1.7 million. Not experiencing people waiting too long, which is great. And obviously we won't yet feel the full effect of this up and running, but it's looking pretty good. Let's just have a quick look. So there we have the Dover Ferry transfer. It's moved 13,000 people, profit of 54,000. I mean, this isn't going to be a great earner for us, but nonetheless, it's moving passengers. That's the thing that we want to see. We're also moving far more people now on this Dover to Calais, so we're up to 800 people in comparison to just the 97. So I like it, it's good. I think we've still got an opportunity to perhaps chuck this up to 300 now, make a little bit more money from this, but just off 886 passengers, nearly $250,000. I like that. It's very low running costs as well. If we look at High Speed 1, they are getting a lot of complaints now of it being too high. So let's just knock this back down to 60, I think, and hopefully that should address the issues. Waiting too long on the Great Western Railway. I suspect that's probably... No, it's not too bad. Oh, it is bad for 1 o'clock in the morning that we've still got 2 passengers. So yeah, it's not looking too bad at all. I mean, our main source of income is definitely the Great Western Railway, so that's good to see. We are still getting people waiting too long, which is not ideal. So it could be an indication that we perhaps need a few more trains on this. But it's something we can have a look at. So that's not looking too bad at all. I think in terms of plans for the next episode, I think naturally I kind of want to take a branch off the high speed one through Gillingham, Swale, Faversham, Canterbury, and then up to Ramsgate possibly. And then obviously we could potentially do Ramsgate, Sandwich, what a name, down to Dover. And then actually I think from there we can go from Dover, Folkestone, Hastings, Eastbourne, New Haven, Brighton, Worthing, Bolton Regis, Havant, Portsmouth. I think that will be a great route to do along the south coast here. That one I think would be quite a big earner, but it would be probably quite a slow route if I'm honest. I don't think it would be fast, but that's certainly one I'm really interested in doing. So and then obviously we can link up to Southampton, of course. Yeah, I quite like the idea of that one. So I think the first is, like we said, first of all is to get this branch into off high speed 1. What we use on this, I'm not too sure. I don't think we would use these. Well, at the minute we're running Eurostars basically, and only 6 trains of them, and they are big 18 car units. So whether we use, I hate being chased along by like that. Whether we use the same, because obviously we don't want this portion of the high speed 1 to be restricted by slower trains, but we just use smaller units on here, because this is, I think, an 18 car 18 car train. So I think that could be the way to go, and then again this could become high speed 1A, or yeah, we can think of a name that fits that. But yeah, I quite like that actually idea. So I think, guys, this wraps up today's episode. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, and also hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. But it's nice to see the network is starting to grow, and it's growing. Yeah, it's growing well. We're obviously making a good profit, so let it continue, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.